Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
Jerry.
Linda and Gizmo.
We're the village's newcomers, and it's time for...
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Mailbag Monday. These Mondays come fast. Don't they?
On and on and on.
What does that mean?
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
I'm crying because we were laughing. I need a tissue. Tablecloth. I'm ready.
Okay. Well, let's start like we usually do with some shout outs. We ran into quite a few people this week, and thanks so much to those of you that send us pictures afterward, because honestly, we get out there and we forget names because we bump into so many people. So please send us your pictures if we bump into you, and we'll put them on just like these. And how about those Villagers t-shirts? We like those. But this week we want to salute a couple of people that we bumped into.
We saw Steve and Janet down at the town square, Brownwood.
Steve and Janet, Patrick and Olivia from California,
Oh.
Gary and Deborah, Dan, Rick and Carol from Delaware, and Blair and Kathy from Orange Park, Florida. Just some of the people we saw. We saw a bunch of others, but our memory just isn't what it used to be. So help us out, send us those pictures. And if you have one of the Jerry and Linda t-shirts, send us a picture and we'll be glad to put that on. We appreciate you. Now the weather has been rainy. Our ponds floweth over here.
They do. I'm enjoying seeing the little ducks behind Mommy Duck. Oh,
Yeah,
I'd say about 25.
That's where they get that saying, get your ducks in a row. Man,
Yeah.
there's one big row of ducks all the time. Mm-hmm. But we went swimming, had the pool all to ourselves because of the rain. Linda did go to water aerobics.
I did.
What day was that?
Monday and Thursday.
And you said there was 116 people in the pool?
That's what they said. Yeah, that's
So-
a lot of people. We're trying not to hit each other, but it was fun.
People are getting out there and getting with it, aren't they?
Felt like a bathtub. The water was warm.
Chris writes, we have never had sprinklers in our yard. Do all the homes have them? He's got another part here, but we'll say, as far as we know, yes. It's part of our restriction that we have sprinklers, we keep them maintained, and we water our grass on a regular schedule to make it look pretty. His second question, I heard sprinklers are expensive and hard to maintain. Are they? I think the answer to that is yes. It can get expensive, especially in the hottest months if you're watering a lot. We have a postage stamp of a yard. Our irrigation bill is very manageable. Mm-hmm. What is it usually? $19 a month, maybe $13. Mm-hmm. And then you have that, which I hate, that facility fee or whatever that you have every month, even if you don't use any. Mm-hmm. So our irrigation bill is usually $25 a month, somewhere in that neighborhood. Mm-hmm. But we do pay a guy to come around and inspect the sprinklers from time to time. We had a couple of weeks ago a couple of brown spots in the yard, so we had him come over and he charged us $50, made a loop around and said he adjusted the sprinklers, but we still have the brown spots, so it didn't work all that well for us there. Our neighbor yesterday, I'm looking right out here at it, we noticed
A pool of water.
a pool of water in the neighbor's yard. And I said, wow, because we've had some rain, but this is sand, and that water usually soaks down.
Yeah.
And Linda said, oh my gosh, there's a geyser over there. And one of his sprinkler heads had broken, and it was shooting up. You can see a picture of it right here. And he had to call in somebody quickly because you lose a lot of water when that happens.
too.
We've heard people with $300 and $400 water bills because their water lines were broken somewhere
right.
and undetected.
And that's a big concern for those people that are snowbirds, right?
It is, and because you still have to water even when you're not here. But for us, we could have a broken pipe and not know it because it goes off at 4:30 in the morning.
That's true.
So maybe you want to set your sprinkler timer a little later so that when you wake up, you can check it once in a while. You know, if you catch it after 1 or 2 sprinkles, no big deal. But if it goes on a week or two, you know, it could be
Very costly.
costly. But thank you for that question, Chris. Kevin and Jill ask a good question. The people that live here in the villages use golf carts. Golf carts are just like any other machine, they can break down.
Absolutely.
They want to know how you would get your golf cart to the shop for repair if it won't run. Is there some type of service for golf cars similar to AAA, or does the village's golf cars offer a service if you purchase the cart from them? Just curious, we've been on 2 lifestyle visits and hope to relocate to the villages soon. Okay, they have this taken care of. As most things with the villages, it's well thought out. And it's an opportunity for entrepreneurs. And there are lots of businesses here that thrive because of the population of the villages. And there are a whole bunch of mobile golf cart repair services. And there are other things like AAA for golf carts only. But just some of the golf cart services that we know that are mobile and will come would be Todd Casey, Willie's, golf cart guy. The villages will service their own carts. A1 golf carts. You know, we've had them come the first year we were here to change the oil.
That's right, we did.
That should be a do-it-yourselfer thing. 1 quart of oil. Just 1 quart. That's all you need.
Yeah. But that gets so messy. But when they come to your house, that could be a little bit of an expense.
Could you look that up on YouTube and change the oil on my car?
That would be probably no.
But we had to replace a battery. She took the golf cart out one day and she called me and said, the golf cart won't run. So we keep a strap. We have 2 golf carts. We tow our own cart. When we have a cart break down somewhere, we go out, tie that strap on and bring it back.
Right.
In this case, we brought it back and then I went and bought a battery, put it in myself. But there are companies that will do that for you, or fix your flat tire, or even put in seat belts. The first golf cart we had here did not have seat belts. I'm a big proponent.
Yes.
The injuries that we see and read about are usually from ejection from the cart. So we believe in the seat belts. Even though those carts don't have roll cages, we still believe in seat belts. But Kevin and Jill, they've got it covered. You can have somebody come and tow you, or somebody come to your house and repair your cart. Another question about golf carts from Jean and Lisa. We're doing a lot of research for our move to Florida in 2 years. Do most villagers have his and hers golf carts, or do they share and plan their activities? Good question. I already did the research.
You did?
I did. I know you're trying to think.
I am thinking.
We know people with 1 golf cart per household.
Right.
And we know lots of people with 2 golf carts. We have dear friends that had 1 golf cart and decided not enough. We're going to get a second. We have 2. I went around the neighborhood and I looked at houses and I told myself 1 or 2 or 1 or 2 or 1 or 2. It was about 50-50. 1 cart or 2.
Yeah.
Everybody we know here has a golf cart.
Yeah.
We knew 1 couple, some close friends that didn't, and we brought them over to the cart side.
We did.
And they got a golf cart. But most people have 1. I would say half the people have 2. Wouldn't you?
I would think so.
You try to arrange it, but if she wanted to play golf and I wanted to play golf, you got 1 golf cart, you got a problem. Somebody's got to pick you up. We have friends here in our golf group that say, I can't drive on my cart on Thursdays because my wife plays.
Yeah.
You know.
And you also have to adjust that with a car. If you have 1 car, oh, I want to go get my hair cut. No, on the same day, you're going to go to a championship golf course, which is farther away. So you have to adjust, oh, I'll get my hair cut on the next day or whatever.
Yeah. Thanks for the question. Mackenzie writes, that's a cool name.
I like it.
Mackenzie. But it's spelled M-C-K-I-N-S-C-Y. That's different.
Very different.
I know the villages is 55 plus, but are there any areas around the villages that would be a good place for families to live? My husband and I are both teachers in our 30s, so we'd like to live near schools and where we work, but a commute is not out of the question. We just want to be close to family. There you go. They probably have parents or grandparents that live here in the villages, and they want to live as close as they can, but they know they can't live here. So what do?
Well, I called a friend of mine. Well, they're the realtors that sold us this house, Steve and Barbara Lightbody, and they gave me some areas where you could buy a home that's close to the villages. The Oxford Oaks, Spring Meadow is a place, Bison Valley, the Fairways. So there are communities around the villages that's close, and it'd be great.
I didn't know of any of those, but Oxford Oaks is the one that I'm most familiar with. It's a really nice development on 301. All those developments, by the way, are not allowed to use the village's amenities,
Right.
as far as we know. Tim and Cindy want to know about the lines for activities. They said in our early videos, they probably heard Linda complaining
I did.
about the lines. I'm just kidding. About people waiting to enter facilities for activities. Of course, that was back in COVID. When COVID started, they limited the number big time.
Yes.
Are they limited now?
No, not so much. And this is not the snowbird season either. So activities you can get into pretty much now in the summertime right away.
She asked, do these lines continue to be longer now that COVID precautions are easing up? Can anyone enter an activity? So you answered that. Yes, the COVID precautions are, although we've got that Delta variant coming back, and there's talk of increasing precautions again. Right now they are not. You can get into just about anything you want. And she wants to know what activities are the most popular. Well, that's totally a matter of individual taste.
Totally.
Jill writes, she's planning a lifestyle visit in September. Are there other activities that they can do while they're here? What do you suggest we must do or investigate while we're there? I would say my number one bit of advice is take advantage of that golf cart that the villages loans you while you're there. And ride. Check out everything. That's the thing here. It's a golf cart community. That's the fun of living in the villages. Get in that golf cart and go. But no matter how well we describe the lifestyle visit, which we went on one back in 2018,
Right.
That's when we got our first taste of the villages and fell in love with the place. We tell people about the lifestyle visit, but there is a new video that came out recently, and it's by the villages. Jennifer Parr describes what a lifestyle visit is. She does a wonderful job. She does on all her videos. And we're going to provide a link to that video in the description of ours, and you can get a look at the village's lifestyle preview program. Here's a question from Patrick. Are crooked contractors selling unnecessary services to villagers? Have you encountered any yourself? From pest control to water softeners to solar power, it would seem that new residents would be prime targets for snake oil service providers. We heard that when we came here. Because when you buy a new home, it's public record. They send that notice out that Jerry and Linda have bought a new home, and it does alert people that sell services. We didn't get bothered much, but we have a few times encountered it, like this one. Good morning, ma'am. How are you on this fine morning? It's a fine morning, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You don't mind if I come in, do you?
Wait.
Just for a minute. Well, ma'am, as you know, the roofs in this neighborhood ain't exactly what they should be. They've been out there and, baking in the sun and whatnot for, what is it now, 6 years since your house been built?
Yes.
Do you mind if I go up on the roof and take a look and kind of see if your shingles might need replacing? Because it's going around. Let me tell you, it's going around all around your neighborhood.
Well,
I'll be right back. Let me run out there and take a look, and I'll come right back, okay? All right, don't you go anywhere. Okay. Ma'am, it was worse than we thought. When I got up there, you wouldn't believe what I found. I found that you not only have excessive sun damage, you got the temperatures have plumb melted your shingles in some spots. Have you noticed any leaking in your house?
No, not really, no.
Well, and that ain't even mentioning the hail. The hail has put little pock marks here and there all around. And if you ain't got any leaking yet, you're going to. And I saw some light. I saw a little, looked like one of them, lightning marks where lightning must have struck or something. And I saw where the cicadas, them 17-year cicadas had buried under a couple of shingles. And you got that rain penetration, and there was bird feces and all that.
Oh my goodness.
So you're looking at a re-roof.
Oh my goodness.
We like to come in and take care of people before, there's some unscrupulous people out there, and they'll come in and try to, fleece you. So here's what I'd like to do for you. I'd like, if you want to, we can do the entire roof. I mean, a re-shingle job in your choice of colors for $16,000. Now, you check around, you're going to find that's a heck of a good price.
Really?
But I'm going to tell you what, if you do it today, we'll do it for $15,000. And, of course, I can't do it today. But we come back tomorrow and get busy on it. And all you need to do is write me a check for $2,000 today. Could you do that? Why don't you go get your checkbook and just make it for $2,000? I'll tell you what, make it for $1,800 today, and you can pay the rest after we get done. Would that be all right with you? If you got cash, we'll do it for $1,700.
Well, I think I have to ask my husband.
Oh, ma'am, this is a special price for one, just for right now. Because when I leave here, I got to go to these other houses, and if they want their roof done, it's going to bump you down the list. So why don't you just get your checkbook or cash, preferably, and give me that $2,000. And could you go do that for me?
Well, that sounds like a deal.
Yeah. Go get your checkbook right now, ma'am, please. Thank you.
I'll be right back.
All right. We were just having fun there, but it is typical of some of the interactions that do happen from time to time. You can read about it on Nextdoor or Talk to the Villages. Sometimes people do try to take advantage of the elderly.
If it's on sale, I'm going to buy it.
About a year ago, maybe a little more, I saw a car down the road parked on the side. And after a little while, a lady got out with a stack of papers. And she went along, and I watched her go up to each door, ring the doorbell. If nobody's home, she stuck that paper in between the door. When she came to our house, she gave me a paper that said she had inspected my yard, and I had weevils and
everything.
mole crickets and grub worms and lack of fertilizer. She hadn't inspected anybody's yard. There have been reports of unscrupulous water quality tests being done and people bringing the results to your door and trying to sell you very expensive water softeners and or filters. We had a door-to-door meat salesman come to our door. And on that occasion, I remember that when we did not buy any door-to-door meat, they got a little grumpy.
Yeah.
We don't like that.
No.
We don't like the door-to-door sales. Martin and Teresa write to us from Texas. Of the villages you've visited, what are your favorites and why?
Wow. Well, it's hard to compare to our own because we love our own village. So I like the central area. Well, the central now would be like Sumter and the Brownwood area. I like really the Brownwood area. But there are some premier villages that are gorgeous, but
yeah, I mean, the grass
beautiful.
is always greener somewhere else.
Sure.
Although our grass is really green right now.
It looks beautiful.
All this rain. People tend to think that their village is the best.
Yeah.
We like Dunedin because we have many friends here and we like our friends. If we moved, she says she would absolutely want to try to find something near here. And when she makes comments like that, it makes it harder to find a good home near here.
No.
But we do like our home. We like our neighborhood.
No place like home.
Yeah, no place like home. I do like the Sumter area,
Yeah.
up around the Sumter Landing, just because of the atmosphere, the beautiful lake, the nice shops,
Yes.
and the great entertainment. It's right there. And they've got those lakeshore cottages you've mentioned.
are-
That's one of your favorite
It is.
places up there. But you'll find there's a charm to every single village. And a lot of times, if you were dropped in by airplane with a parachute, you wouldn't know what village you were in.
You would not.
They look very similar. So now we don't really have a favorite other than our own, but that's what everybody says. Pam Small from Georgia says she hears that fleas and ticks are especially bad here in Florida. And the ticks down here have become resistant to veterinary products. Well, we have not seen a single tick in 3 years.
No.
We have not seen a flea, have we?
No.
So as far as we're concerned, they're not a big problem. The Villages does a nice job of spraying. Some people are going to say that's horrible that they spray. I don't know if we could live here without it.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes are still a little bit of a problem at sundown,
Yeah.
but during the day and most times we're out, no problem at all. No ticks, no fleas. Mark and Michelle from North Huntington, Pennsylvania, right? They discovered us last year and they're planning their future retirement. It's still far off, but they're wondering, are there hotels in the Villages for family guests that don't stay with a homeowner?
Oh, I just Googled this and I put hotels near the Villages or in the Villages. They gave me a list of 54, so you need to just Google that. But the Waterfront Inn is very popular. The Brownwood Hotel is fantastic. Holiday Inn Express and Town Place Suites. There are quite a few that you can get to, and I wouldn't go out toward farther than a half-hour drive. If you want your family and visit your family, you want something close near the Villages.
All of these hotels are around $100 a night or less. Might be a little bit more in a couple of the upscale places, but not much. Certainly nothing compared to what you would pay on the beach in Clearwater, Daytona, etc.
That's right.
Yeah, you'll find there are plenty of places to stay.
And then
around
some
here.
of them are even pet friendly, so they bring their pet.
Okay. We have a pet.
Yeah.
How you doing back there?
He's quiet today.
Again, for you, those of you that think we make him sit there, tell him what he does.
I brought the chair from the kitchen counter, his chair, and as soon as he saw me do that, he was on the couch, and he jumped off the couch and ran out here and stood by where he's supposed to be, wagging his tail, waiting for me to put that chair down.
He loves the show. And he's going to have his part in just a little bit, so stay tuned. You'll want to catch that. Jeff and Molly want to know, how much do we think our home has increased in value since we bought it? It's 2.5 years ago, closing in on 3. Hard to say because we think everything's inflated and unrealistic right now. A house just like ours, with a pool, 1 block away, just sold for $869,000. That is hard to believe. Home prices are up. People like the Villages lifestyle and are willing to pay more for it. And I guess a house is worth what anybody will pay for it. But I would say right now we could list this house and probably sell it for $100,000 above what we paid for it.
Wow.
And we've done some fixing up.
Yeah, we have.
We bought us a $400,000 fixer-upper. And, we did things like put in solar tubes and some plantation shutters, and we a motorized awning and things like that would
Got some
put our investment up a little bit, but somewhere
Granted.
near 100,000 profit. And that doesn't mean anything at all because we're going to live here. And in a year, those prices may drop. And when they drop, if they dropped drastically, that wouldn't mean anything either because we're going to live here. It's only an issue if you're going to buy and sell. Yes, it's time for our last question. John writes, his wife and he enjoy our blog, and they like to have weekly music jam sessions with music buddies in their home. Are there opportunities to hook up with other musicians for jam sessions? That is a big yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people here that play anything you can think of, from the harp to the banjo. And there are groups for them, but there are even more that just live in their homes with their instruments that would love to get out and play with you.
I guess you can get on Nextdoor to do that, to ask the question, who in our neighborhood would like to play music?
Now, don't
by.
call up Bill and Ted and have a big adventure in the garage next door with your electric guitars. But yeah, you can find people and have fun. And we love that. We love that the Village is an artsy community, both with music and other type art.
Lots of musicians here.
Yeah. Gizmo said he's looking forward to today's episode because he's got a special message for you. Let's check it out.
Annie wrote and asked us a really, really good question. What are the pet rules of the villages? Well, Annie, there are lots of districts in the villages, and they might have different rules. But we're going to tell you a few that we have heard, but you got to check it out yourself. The first rule, and probably what you really wanted to know, was how many pets can you have? Well, we found listed on there that people can have dogs and cats and fish and birds, but that's it. And you can only have 2. Now, if you already have 3 and you buy a house down here, we have heard that kinda unofficially you can keep that 3rd one until one of the pets passes away, but then you can't replace it. Of course, we don't know if there's any dead dog police around or anything like that, but that's what we heard. Also, you gotta be on a leash everywhere in the villages. Now, you don't have to be on a leash in the dog park. You can run free, Annie. And also, a lot of places are dog friendly. Some of the businesses will even put water out for you, and lots of places will give you a little snacks or treats, which is really, really cool. But it's a pet-friendly place, and we think you're gonna love it. Bring your dogs, and I'll see you when you get here. I was a bad, bad boy yesterday. I got into Mommy's cupboard, and I swallowed a whole bunch of her food coloring. They took me to the vet, and he said, I'm gonna be alright, but honestly, I feel like I've died inside.
Hey, Gizzy, good job, buddy. Good job.
Mailbag Monday.
Please tune in on Thursday for part 2 of our top 10 day trips from the Villages video.
Top 10 from what we've done, but there's going to be a lot more adventures.
Yeah, there are many, many things that we have not done. These are the top 10 of the ones that we have done, and we hope you like it. Again, thanks everyone for watching. We appreciate it, and we're so glad that you're with us.
Please press that like and subscribe button, and until next time.
See you when you get here.